Shabbat Shalom, everyone. My name is Rabbi Daniel Michaelberg. I'm thrilled to be joined this evening by Larry Taroff, and it's wonderful to welcome each of you. As I look outside, it continues to be a beautiful day here in Ottawa. I have to acknowledge it also is a little bit jarring. Even as we look outside and it is so incredible and so remarkable, we recognize that there are so many challenges that we continue to tackle as one resilient, strong, and courageous. And yet every week we know that no matter what challenges might surround us, that Shabbat is here, that we can rely on it as a gift, as a source of blessing, a place of peace. So yes, it is a beautiful day. Yes, there are challenges all around. Let us all welcome in Shabbat as we take note of this beautiful day. And so let's begin Ma Yafeh Hayom, which means how beautiful it is today, as we look to Larry to help us enter Shabbat with song.
Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
So it's our custom that we welcome Shabbat with light, both the physical light and the spiritual light. And we open our eyes wide to make sure that we take note of all these beautiful rays. It's my pleasure to welcome our past president and our almost retired choir director, the Ashermans, to light our Shabbat lights.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Ellen. In so many ways, you represent a light to our community. A yashar koch to you for kindling our Shabbat flames on this evening. If you are following along in a Siddur, we are on page 127, and we'll also post a link in the Facebook feed so that you can follow an online version of our Siddur. It is easier when you use a second device. And as I share every week, this is definitely not intended to be a performance. This is intended to be a service where we all connect to one another, even as we might be in separate homes. And so I invite you to sing loud and to sing proud as we join together. Let's look to page 127 as we read in the English. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if we cared nothing, for the rights of others. On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal. So we embrace Shabbat, day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. We turn now to Shiru Ladonai. We are on page 131.
Labריאות. שירו לאדוני, שירו שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני, שירו שיר חדש, שירו לאדוני כל הארץ, שירו לאדוני ברכו שמו, פסו מיום ליום ישוע Yeshuato. Shiru l'Adonai Baruch Hu Shemo. Basru miyom liyom Yeshuato.
So let's turn to page 138. Each week we eagerly embrace Halacha Dodi. With each verse, the experience of Shabbat becomes more and more clear before our eyes. Again, we're on page 138. We'll be doing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9.
Yai la 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 lecha dodi. Yai la 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 lekat kala. Yai la 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 b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad. Ishmi'anu el hameyuchad. Adonai echad u'shmo echad. L'shem u'tiferet v'li tehillah. Yai lai lai yai la lai la lai lecha dodi. Yai la lai la lai lekat kala. Yai la lai la lai b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha. Merosh mikedem nisucha. Zot ma'aseh b'machashavat tchila. Yai lai lai yai la lai la lai lecha dodi. Yai la lai la lai lekat kala. Yai la lai la lai b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri Kevod Adonai alayhi nikla. Yai lai lai yai la lai la lai lecha dodi. Yai la lai la lai lekat kala. Yai la lai la lai b'nei Shabbat. Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala. Gam b'simcha יאי לה לי לה לי לך דודי יאי לה לי לה לי לך כלה יאי לה לי לה לי בני שבת בני שבת נקבלה
Let's rise for the Baruch Hu. Let's turn to page 146.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed.
Please join me together. We're on page 148. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name, ever-living God. May you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv Aravi.
Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha ahavta Amcha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Ukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadita Otanu limadita Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shofteinu U'kumeinu nasiach b'chukecha V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha U'b'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed Ki hem chayenu Ve'orech yameinu U'vahem negeh yomam v'layla Negeh yomam v'layla V'ahavatcha al tasir Mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev amo Yisrael Ohev amo Yisrael.
Here in Ottawa, I would say with a sense of uneasiness, we've been finding our pathway forward. We're entering into that world that we once knew so well, recognizing that it doesn't look exactly as we remember it, and also recognizing that the steps we take need to be cautious and careful. Where are we to go? Well, we look to our faith that we hold within, and the faith that we look to outwards. We know that we will find our way with care, as community, with faith. Let us turn to the Shema. We are on page 152. I invite you to rise.
Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Lai 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 ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. לי 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 והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך. לי 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 לבניך ובפרטמם בשיטתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידך והיו לכותפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. לי 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 לי
Let's turn together to page 157 and let's read in the English. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better way, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and by marching together. Let us march forward. We are on page 158 as we join for Micha Mocha.
מי כמוך פועלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, מלכותך רב ובניך בוקע לפני משה ומרים, צאלי, ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. יאי לי לי, יאי לי לי לי, יאי לי לי לי, יאי לי לי לי, יאי לי לי, יאי לי לי, יאי לי לי לי, יאי לי לי לי, יאי לי לי לי, יאי לי לי, יאי לי לי.
The words of the Hashkivenu prayer remind us of our everyday task of making sure that we are building a strong Sukkot Shalom, a society, a dwelling place of peace. That is our task. We partner with God with ambitious goals. We know that we are working towards promise. Let us join together as we build this home. The Hashkivenu is on page 160.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Ushmor tzeitenu Ovoenu lechaim uleshalom me'ata v'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim.
Let's rise for the Amidah. We're on page 164. We'll be continuing mainly with the even pages. I encourage you to either look to the traditional words or use this time to instead look to the words of your heart.
Adonai sifatai tiftaku fi haki tehilatecha. Adonai, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah. האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לפני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah rav lehoshia. Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim. Zomech noflim ve'rofeh cholim. ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. Baruch atah Adonai Mechaye hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh v'kadoshim b'chol yom ya'alu chasela. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
Please join me on page 173 in the English on the top of the page. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day, and may all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these things and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha ulechana eleodot. The Shalom Rav we found on page 178.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Tasim Leolam. Ki atah
It's as we pray, especially on Shabbat, that we go on a journey. Sometimes that journey is smooth and calm. There are other times that as we journey with our prayer that we face the host of obstacles along the way. Whether we're feeling in a particularly soulful moment or whether we are struggling, let us close our eyes. Let us look within. Let us embark on this journey. Let us have solace. The promise is the destination. Both locally and afar, we continue to be in pain. We long for healing. We long to find that pathway forward. That this time in our service that we dedicate our energies, our prayers to that of healing, to prayers of refuah. I invite you to take the opportunity to use the Facebook Live feed to share the names of your beloved who you're thinking of. It may even be yourselves. And together with our whole hearts, let us direct our energies to prayers of renewal at this difficult time.
Abraham, Yitzchak, the one who blessed our mothers.
Shabbat Shalom once again. This has been an interesting week. It has felt as if we are re-emerging. No doubt, this is a slow and cautious renewal, at times frustrating, confusing, overwhelming. As with any journey, we're called to look back, to honor the moment, and then look forward. Even as these last few months have been difficult, we can all say that there are lessons that we have learned along the way. Many of us of all ages have picked up technological skills that we never would have thought that we were capable of. We've adjusted in extraordinary ways, learning to be flexible and patient. And perhaps most importantly, we've explored making meaning and connection, even when we're surrounded by darkness and by the mundane. Our Torah portion is similarly grounded in a journey. For almost 40 years, the Israelites have been wandering. They too have learned important lessons during this extended passage. And in Parashat Shlach Lecha, they are so close to the destination that their spirits are actually a little bit confused. They're neither here nor there. Very soon, the Israelites will arrive in the promised land, and anticipating their arrival, God instructs Moses to send 12 leaders to scout out the land. Alas, this is a week that we learn mainly from their struggles of the characters within, rather than that which they do well. Because it is these scouts, for the most part, who forget that they are models for the Israelites and that they are charged to serve as leaders. It would appear that their sense of self is deflated, and this leads to odd reactions in the face of God's redemption acts. When the leaders return from their mission scouting the land, we read, "We came to the land you sent us to." And yes, it does indeed flow with milk and honey. But the news quickly changes tone. The people who inhabit that country are powerful, and the cities are fortified and very large. And then they elaborate. The country that we traversed and scouted is one that devours its people. The people we saw there were men of great size. We saw there Nephilim, giants, and we must have looked like grasshoppers. And so we must have looked to them. As you can imagine, hearing these words from leaders, this stirred the emotions of the Israelites. Where was it that God was taking them? What was the point of leaving Egypt? How could they possibly survive? And then two of the spies, Joshua and Caleb, they counter the group and they respond with an alternative message. The land that we traversed and scouted is exceedingly good. And if the Eternal is pleased with us, God will bring us into that land, a land that flows with milk and honey, and give it to us. Now, unfortunately, the people responded to these words of hope by pelting Joshua and Caleb with stones. I hope that no one will pelt me today as I hold Joshua and Caleb up as heroes. That certainly would be remarkable if stones came out of my computer screen as we speak. Let's compare and contrast the responses of the leaders, and let us reflect on the values that they hold dear. The 10 spies, representing the majority, they are skeptical of God, but more importantly, they are skeptical of themselves. They see themselves as incapable and weak. And while God delivers promise, they see trouble. They lead with their fears rather than their hopes. Do the Israelites truly look like grasshoppers? Of course not. This subjective response represents their insecurities. Do they really long to return to slavery in Egypt? Again, not in any way. This off response represents a sense of surety in what one knows, even if that is a known life of misery. It's a shame that they were unable to take a leap of faith to see the blessing that could be. And then we have Joshua and Caleb. How do they come across? Well, firstly, it's important to note that they had tremendous strength as they stood up to their peers. A good reminder that actually the majority is not necessarily right. They appear to be quite grounded. They recognize the tremendous potential of the land, and they understand the weight of their actions. If we meet God as a partner, together we will flourish. They have the courage to accept what they do not completely know. If I had to guess, I would bet that both Joshua and Caleb certainly had anxieties about what would lie ahead. This is natural, to be nervous. But instead, they did not let these emotions get the best of them. They stood tall and proud as they inspired the people. Who do we relate to more? I ask this question because just like the Israelites, we also stand as a precipice as we look to re-enter some sense of normalcy. It is natural that we are feeling concerned, that we are cautious, that we are fearful. Are we ready? It's also quite understandable for these emotions to surface with anger and frustration directed in so many different places. But we have another choice before us. With the utmost of sensitivity and care, we can look forward. We can put these difficult days behind us, and we can embrace that which is new. No doubt there is no normal for us to return to, and that is disheartening to realize. But we can still take baby steps with courage as we recognize that yes, there will be promise in days ahead. The outside is not the one we remember, but the inside, as in our values, the bonds that we share, our faith. They are consistent and whole. Let us hold these elements tight as we navigate the ongoing challenges ahead. On our continued pathway, let us nurture the light that we hold within because it continues to beam bright. Let us partner with God, a source of confidence when we're questioning our abilities. We can embrace the unknown, recognizing that our destination will be full of blessing, even if it is undefined. And rather than playing on our fears, we can define ourselves by love and compassion. We share this with one and all. Let us make sure that our pathway is one that is directed forward, not back. Onwards we go. We are ready and we are able. Kenya Hila Ratson. Let us turn back to our Sidurim. We're on page 586. I invite you to rise for the Aleinu Leshaber.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובהי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום, והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים, בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחתינו. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Zecher Tzadik Livracha. It's as we close our service that we turn our prayers and our thoughts to our beloved who have passed on. And this continues to be a difficult time for our temple community. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. This week we mourn the loss of Ruth Viner, Louis Kleiman, and Stephen Kleiman. And we recall Shloshim, Jared Daly, and Jeremy Goldstein. And we recall the yard sites that occur at this season. Ivan Berkowitz, Emily Florence Blair, Ben Malkin, Norman Babe Orick, Edward Polwin, Philip Waxman, Grant Bispak, Alec Bloom, Saul Lubitsch, Isaac Izzy Morris, Edith Kerdman, Alfred Laxton, William Parkin, Laura Spergel, and Isaac Zimmer. I ask if there are additional names to add. I invite you to add them on the Facebook feed. And at this time, I invite our mourners to rise, and we as a community now join you with these holy words of Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'alma divrach Yerutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'hayachon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael. V'agalau v'zman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'amei maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpo'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shmei d'kudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata namiram b'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shamaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and are bereaved among us, and together let us say, Amen. The Ashermans this week are a husband and wife team. We got to begin our services as Ellen lit our candles, and I now invite our past president, Steve, to deliver our Shabbat announcements.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I would welcome members and visitors to this virtual Kabbalat Shabbat service tonight. I'd like to thank Rabbi Michaelberg and Larry Tara for leading our service this evening and for the wonderful music. Thank you to Ellen for the candle lighting at the beginning of the service. Also, thank you to Ranit Braun for her technical leadership in bringing us these programs. Join us for Torah study tomorrow, Saturday at 9 a.m. with Rabbi Michaelberg on Zoom. Join Shabbat services at 10:15 a.m., followed at 11:30 by chat and a virtual nosh at the Zoom address posted in the weekly email or comments on our Facebook Live site. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Steve. And one more announcement. We have the opportunity to look forward to our cantorial student, Daniel Geigerman, who will be doing a folk concert of sorts at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. He'll be doing music of the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So definitely not something to miss. That'll be on Facebook Live. So thank you, everybody, for joining us today. And let us bring our services to a close. Larry, what would you like to close with?
Well, Rabbi, you spoke a number of times about the Israelites, the land flowing with milk and honey. I think this is pretty clear. Eretz Zafat Chalav, Chalav, we devise. חלב, חלב ודבש, ארץ זבת חלב, חלב ודבש, ארץ זבת חלב, חלב ודבש, ארץ זבת חלב, זבת חלב ודבש, ארץ זבת חלב, זבת חלב ודבש. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I hope to see you again soon.